New information this morning on your fast track to 7. Roads now back open after a major crash in Fargo last night, closing part of 45th Street near 13th Avenue.
Fargo police say it happened just before 8:30 p.m. A person on a motorcycle was driving southbound when he appeared to have lost control when changing lanes, causing him and his passenger to both be thrown from that bike.
Both the driver and passenger suffered non-life-threatening injuries. They were taken to a healthcare facility for treatment. No arrests were made or citations issued at this time. Police do say, though, this is an ongoing investigation.
A robbery that just happened at 3250 Highway 10 east at Starbucks. A male came in, said, "God forgive me," and then took the money. The complainant was sounding and took off.
That was dispatch audio you just heard out of Moorhead last night, where a man allegedly got away with cash from the Starbucks on Highway 10.
Police tell us 52-year-old Abraham Cozy is in custody after that incident. It happened around 7 p.m. Police say he took the cash out of the register and drove off. Authorities caught up with him shortly after in the 2400 block of 20th Street South.
Moorhead PD tells us they performed a successful pit maneuver and Cozy was taken into custody. He's being held at the Clay County Jail for felony fleeing in a motor vehicle as well as misdemeanor theft. We're learning more about a stolen vehicle chase that sent a Fargo school into lockdown earlier this week.
Court documents say officers tried to stop a vehicle, which they say was stolen from Barnes County early Tuesday morning near 14th Street. But the car sped off and then ended up crashing near I-94 and the pedestrian bridge around 10 a.m.
Nearby Lewis and Clark Elementary went into lockdown after police say the driver and passenger took off running. All three suspects you see on your screen were arrested for possession of a stolen vehicle, as well as possession of a firearm and drug paraphernalia. Since, as we recently learned, a gun and drug paraphernalia were found inside that stolen car. He was the hero who shot and killed the man responsible for a deadly ambush on Fargo police officers last summer. And yesterday, the Fargo Police Department announced Officer Zachary Robinson as their 2023 Officer of the Year.
Our own Valley News Team's Kiersey Madej spoke with Officer Robinson about the honor, the deadly shooting last July, and how he's just trying to get back to life as normal.
It's obviously a huge honor to be recognized. Very humbling.
In the city of Fargo, the name Zachary Robinson won't be forgotten anytime soon.
I was just one small part of that day.
Officer Robinson is humble when it comes to being recognized for his bravery on that day back in July. He credits teamwork and training for everything he does in the line of duty.
Them responding to the scene, not knowing what's happening, that's heroic for all of them too.
Many credit Robinson as being the last line of defense that day.
Play kind of the what if game, like what if something else would have happened, right? And we would have had a bigger tragedy in our hand.
But Robinson was ready to get back into the field just a few weeks after his courageous act.
Had I sat at home for a couple months and thought about it over and over again, I think I still would have came back, but I didn't want to have second thoughts on anything.
Robinson was eager to get back to doing what he loves, helping people.
It's a great career. Everything's like you're out there doing something different every day. You never know what's going to happen. Things evolve quickly, but you got to keep a calm demeanor, kind of detach yourself from the situation in order to think logically, in order to make correct decisions out there.
Robinson says he's looking forward to continuing his work with Fargo PD and hopes to do more training for his role with the bomb squad. In Fargo, Kiersey Madej, Valley News Live.
In addition to announcing Officer of the Year, Fargo PD also announced their Supervisor of the Year as well as Civilian of the Year. Supervisor of the Year Sergeant Alden Golos was recognized for his approachable demeanor and leadership ability in training new recruits.
And Civilian of the Year Jamie Schwann receiving recognition for her role in the Criminal Intelligence and Analysis Unit.
It's humbling. I'm grateful. I appreciate it. Not something that I expected or not the reason I do my job.
It's also nice to just kind of be recognized for a lot of the work that we do. It's a lot goes on behind the scenes that is not seen. So it is nice to kind of get that recognition.
Big congratulations to all three recipients. Turning our attention to the weather now, let's get a check of our forecast with meteorologist Lisa Green. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning. We are watching for that sunrise. It's coming up now before 7 o'clock. You can see just about to rise over the horizon as we're looking eastward through Fargo and Moorhead this morning. And conditions should be pretty nice as you are hitting the roads. A little cool out there. Temperatures are below freezing, but it's quiet. It's clear. We're at 24 degrees in Fargo. Moorhead's at 18. northerly breeze that is going to stay light. We have an 8-mile-per-hour speed right now, and it feels like 15 degrees when we factor that in. So again, sunrise at 6:59, so just a couple of minutes here. And then sunset, also a milestone. We've just now reached our 8 o'clock sunsets yesterday, and we'll continue, again, building daylight as we work our way through springtime. Here's a look at Grand Forks, East Grand Forks. You can see we're nice and quiet here as well. And we're at 19 degrees with clear skies. It's a northwesterly wind there at 6, and it feels like 11 right now. So here's a look at your radar and satellite picture. Not much to show here in the valley, pretty quiet. There is snow in other parts of the Midwest, though. Still snowing in places like Wisconsin, back into northern Michigan, and then even farther east over into New England. We've got some heavy snow affecting those folks there. So we are out of the storm path at the moment, and we've got a beautiful day today. We're looking at some sunshine out at the bus stop this morning, and then again this afternoon, seeing temperatures rising by 3 p.m. at 54 degrees. We'll continue warming from there. We'll get to 58 for your high. Tomorrow we may just see 60, and this weekend is when we'll start to see some changes. A couple of things to watch for: fire danger concerns with the wind that's picking up, and then some rain chances coming in on Sunday and into Monday. But once that clears, we're warming again, right back into those 60s next week. So some nice spring weather ahead of us, including today.
How exciting. I am so looking forward to this, Lisa. Thank you.
You bet. Looks beautiful.
Thanks, Lisa. Well, you've probably played tennis and you've probably played badminton, but have you played pickleball?
Woohoo! In 2023, pickleball was rated America's fastest growing sport, with nearly 50 million adults playing the game in just the last 12 months.
And that's where we find the Valley Today's Tatum Miller live at Courts Plus with the Fargo-Moorhead Pickleball Club, breaking an early morning sweat and working on her dink shot. Good morning, Tatum.
Good morning, guys. I am live in the kitchen right now. And of course, that's not the typical one you first think of. In pickleball, this blue inner box right here is referenced to as the kitchen. And I'm here live with Chris Stu with the Fargo-Moorhead Pickleball Club, and you're also a certified instructor. So we've got a lot of weird and interesting terminology when it comes to pickleball. Do you want to kind of go over some of those?
Yeah, so again, this is probably the first one everyone hears about is the kitchen line that you were just in. The real name for it is called the non-volley zone, and it simply means that you can't hit it in the air and be in there. That's really what it means at the end of the day, but it's a funny little term. The other thing that's going on right now, if you can see what they're doing, is they're dinking is the term. So when they're just hitting it just real gently and trying to keep it in the kitchen, it's a strategic thing that they're trying to do to gain an advantage and then finish the point. So what I might have them do now is show a couple more things too.
Absolutely.
All right, ladies, you want to like play a real point now? Kind of walk through it. So. Again, you saw them up at the kitchen line or the non-volley zone. They're trying to finish the point, but they have to earn their way up there. So you see these ladies just advanced up from the serve all the way to get up there. And so one of the things they did is called a third shot drop. Okay. So that's another little term in there that they're trying to gain an advantage to get in there. Some other funny terms. The one's called an Ernie. And so Ernie is when you like hop over the kitchen line and jump out of bounds in order to hit the ball and smash it away. And then there's a Bert also. If there's Ernie, there has to be a Bert, right? And so a Bert is when you do it on the opposite side of where you should be, when you cut in front of your partner and jump over that line. So
amazing. Well, thank you so much, Chris. Before I hop in the game, what do we play to?
Standard scoring is 2-11, win by 2. When you get into tournaments and things like that, sometimes we get into all kinds of different formats for scoring, but 11, first to 11, win by 2 is the number one way.
All right, we'll start placing our bets on who's going to win our next match here. Before I head on the court next, I'm Tatum Miller for Valley News Live.
Okay, what an incredible live look. Nice to see you dinking around out there this morning, Tatum.
Yeah, thank you, Tatum. Well, if you're interested in picking up the paddle and joining the club, you can find more information at fmpickleball.com.
Well, a ninja athlete who competed on NBC's hit TV show American Ninja Warrior is in Fargo this weekend. Professional ninja Daniel Gill is the 2020 world champion and is a 7-time national finalist on the show.
He's going to be at the 4-Star Ninja Academy this Saturday for meet and greet sessions and to host ninja training clinics. This event is hosted by the North Dakota Ninja Foundation to raise money for athlete scholarships. Valley News Live was able to catch up with Gill ahead of the event, and he tells us what he loves most about this sport.
Not only is it physically difficult, but mentally it's unlike anything else. But I love that about it. It really pushes your limits to see what you're capable of as an athlete.
The clinics are happening at 9, 1, and 5 p.m. on Saturday.
Meet and greets are $20 a person. Clinics are $35. To reserve your spot, head on over to 4starninja.com. What an active morning. And it keeps on going. Here's a little basketball math for you. What happens when you add Caitlin Clark to the Final Four?
The answer is women's ticket prices that are now more than twice the cost of men's.
Woo!
According to Logitech, women's tickets have averaged more than $2,300 the past couple days. For the men's Final Four, that number is about $1,000.
Wow. Iowa's Caitlin Clark is now Player of the Year. After a ceremony yesterday, her face-off with LSU star Angel Reese is bringing extra attention to the game. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Valley today. Take care, everybody.